For weeks, I had been meticulously crafting a special surprise for Valentine's Day. My wife's recent late-night shifts at her workplace were wearing her down, her conversations often filled with exhaustion and stress. To lift her spirits, I decided to bring a spark of joy to her office. I carefully selected a bouquet of her beloved flowers and secured 2 plane tickets for a romantic getaway to Bali, hoping to remind her that, despite our hectic schedules, my devotion to her remained unwavering. As I stepped into her office building, my pulse quickened with anticipation. I envisioned her face glowing with delight upon seeing me with the vibrant bouquet. I imagined her coworkers exchanging warm glances, touched by my gesture of affection. Clutching the flowers and the envelope containing our tickets, I ascended to her floor, mentally rehearsing my words. But as I neared her office door, muffled voices stopped me short. At first, I assumed it was a routine meeting, but a soft, playful laugh, unlike her usual professional demeanor, made me pause. Hesitant, I gently nudged the door ajar to peek inside. The sight before me rooted me to the spot. There she was perched on her desk, leaning toward a man I recognized as her coworker. His hand rested casually on her thigh, and she made no move to stop him. Instead, her face radiated a warmth I hadn't witnessed in months. My heart constricted, and the bouquet quivered in my grasp. I desperately wanted to believe I was mistaken, but when she leaned in to kiss him, all doubt vanished. It was deliberate, unmistakable. My throat tightened, and the envelope slipped from my fingers, landing silently on the carpet. They were too absorbed in each other to notice. Finally, I pushed the door open wider, the creak startling them. Her face drained of color as she saw me standing there. The man stepped back quickly, mumbling something incoherent. She faltered, saying, "This isn't what you think," but her words rang hollow. I had seen enough. Without raising my voice, I set the flowers down on her desk, right where she had sat moments before with him. "Happy Valentine's Day," I said softly, my voice shaking but resolute, slicing through the heavy silence. She reached for me, but I pulled away. Curious glances from her colleagues in nearby offices began to converge on us, but I paid them no mind. I retrieved the fallen tickets from the floor and held them up for her to see. These were meant for us, a chance to reconnect. "But it seems you've already made your choice." Tears streamed down her face as she pleaded, claiming it was a fleeting lapse, insisting she still loved me. But the sting of betrayal cut too deeply, shattering the trust one had held so dear. I couldn't see her the same way anymore. My love, my faith in us, years of devotion, all crumbled in an instant. Without another word, I turned and left the office, her sobs echoing behind me. The bouquet, once a symbol of our bond, now represented the wreckage of our relationship. As I walked through the building, people stared, but I kept moving, my mind numb, my heart weighed down by grief. That night, instead of sharing a romantic Valentine's evening with my wife, I sat alone in our quiet living room, staring at the empty chair across from me. The silence was overwhelming. I replayed her late nights, her excuses, her constant fatigue. Suddenly, it all clicked into place. In the days that followed, she bombarded me with calls, texts, and even visits, begging for forgiveness. But the image of her with him haunted me, inescapable no matter how hard I tried to push it away. Trust, once shattered, doesn't mend easily. In time, I made the painful decision to file for divorce. It wasn't the future I had envisioned, but it was the only path forward. Valentine's Day, meant to draw us closer, instead revealed a truth that broke us apart. Yet, in its pain, it also liberated me from a love that had ceased to be genuine. After the divorce was finalized, she reached out repeatedly, but I maintained my distance. She had chosen a path that demolished everything we had built, and I refused to linger in the shadow of her betrayal. Gradually, I turned my focus inward, seeking healing, rediscovering peace, and reclaiming the person I was before the lies consumed us. Months later, word reached me through mutual friends that she was consumed by regret. The man she had risked our marriage for had abandoned her, and she confessed to losing the one person who truly cared for her. By then her remorse held no weight. I had closed that chapter of my life, leaving her to face the consequences of her choices.